Welcome to the WHHI Daily News. I'm your host, Robyn Zimmerman. Let's begin with a few news headlines. It might seem like this case has been around forever, but it was just 1 year ago today that a 911 call was made by Alex Murdaugh reporting that his wife Maggie and son Paul had been murdered at their Lowcountry estate. 1 year later, there are still no prime suspects and very few details in the State Law Enforcement Division's investigation have been released. SLED Director Mark Keel says the case is very much active. The two were shot with different weapons, Paul at close range with a shotgun and Maggie with an assault rifle as she ran. Since then, of course, Murdaugh is accused of trying to stage his own death and bilking clients out of more than $8 million in insurance settlement money and has been in the Richland County Jail now for months. People are getting tired of hearing about this, but they still want to know who killed Paul and Maggie, said Michael DeWitt, editor of the local newspaper, the Hampton Guardian, who was working on a book about the Murdaugh family and the killings. They want to know if justice is going to be served. Another pedestrian walking along a Beaufort County roadway has been hit and killed by a driver who left the scene of the crash before dawn Sunday morning. 30-year-old Alexandra Werner of Dale was struck and killed on Porches Hill Road near Kinlock Road. There's still no information on the car and the investigation is ongoing. During the pandemic, the government's summer meals program for children asked recipients to pick up a week's worth of lunches at a time. Well, the program is back. It is back on schedule starting next week at numerous schools, libraries, and rec centers across the country. Before the pandemic, more than 6 million children were found to be food insecure across our country, and 1 out of every 7 in South Carolina. You can find out more about the locations and schedules at the school district website. Camilla Harris is coming back to speak at the state Democratic Party's Blue Palmetto dinner Friday night in Columbia for the first time as vice president. She spoke at the dinner in 2019 when she was running for president. Her visit comes the night before the one and only televised debate in the Democratic governor's race before the Tuesday primary. All 5 Democratic candidates have said they plan to attend the debate at 5 p.m. Saturday at the South Carolina ETV studios in Columbia. And the debate will re-air on public television at 8 p.m. on June 13th, the night before the June 14th primary. For more information on these stories and many more, please check out the media sources listed on your screen and follow us on Facebook and Twitter. And you may go on our website at WHHI-TV.com for more information. And coming up after the break, Justin Jarrett will join us with a sports update. Stay tuned.
Hey Loco sports fans and WHHI viewers, it's time to dive into the Tuesday edition of Last Night in the Loco on WHHI, powered by Locosports.com. Several golfers from the Loco set out on a quest Monday to conquer the longest day in golf, the 36-hole final qualifying for the U.S. Open to be played in 2 weeks in Brookline, Massachusetts, but none succeeded. Former May River star turned Clemson Tiger Andrew Swanson came the closest, flirting with the 4 qualifying spots available in Jupiter, Florida throughout the first round and into the second before a 2-over par 73 in the afternoon took him out of contention and he tied for 14th. Bluffton's Logan Soule, a former College of Charleston golfer, couldn't overcome a 5-over 77 in the first round in Roswell, Georgia. And the Loco's own Bryson Nimmer never even got a chance in San Francisco. He had to withdraw along with 4 others who were held up by customs and canceled flights after their PGA Tour Canada event where Nimmer tied for 49th. Over to the baseball diamond, the Savannah Bananas kicked off a busy week of 7 games in 7 days with a 4-1 road win over the Florence Flamingos on Monday, rematch at Grayson Stadium on Tuesday before the Nanners play 3 straight against the hated Macon Bacon. Bananas have the best record in the Coastal Plain League at 6-1. That does it for today's edition of Last Night in the Loco. We'll be back tomorrow to round up the biggest sports stories from around the Lowcountry sports scene. For Loco Sports and WHHI, I'm Justin Jarrett. Until next time, go Loco.
Thank you, Justin. And now let's check out the weather with Maria.
Thanks, Robyn. All right, let's take a look at the weather for Wednesday. So it looks like in Hilton Head it's going to be cloudy all day, whereas in Bluffton and Beaufort there's a 50% chance of thunderstorms. Those storms could migrate over to Hilton Head, so keep an eye on the radar all day. Hilton Head's going to have a high of 88 and a low of 75. Bluffton's going to have a high of 90, a low of 74. And Beaufort's going to have a high of 93 and a low of 74. The sunrise for Wednesday is going to be at 6:16 and sunset's going to be at 8:27. Taking a look at the beach tides, low tide's going to be at 11:48 a.m. and high tide's going to be at 4:45 p.m. Taking a look into the rest of the week, Thursday it's going to be cloudy with highs in the 90s and lows in the 70s. Friday it's going to be cloudy as well with highs in the 90s and lows in the 70s. And then come Saturday it's going to be cloudy again with highs in the 80s and 90s and lows in the 70s. That's it for today. Let's head it back to the desk.
Coming up after the break, Dr. Debbie Lines will join us, and she'll help decipher the difference between psychiatrists and psychologists and counselors and social workers. Stay tuned.